In this video, I'm going to be going over how Nero Knowledge generates over $1.8 million as an esoteric coach. I will be exposing the strategies, the funnels, how sustainable everything is, and the manipulation tactics that he actually uses in his entire funnel and content to keep you hooked and allowing him to actually charge over $20,000 per student that goes through his funnel. Yes, he charges more than $20,000 for coaching. So if you don't know who Nero Knowledge is, he's actually a student of William Brown. That's just for some credibility. This guy has been blowing up recently. He went from like 0 to 100,000 subscribers, and I think in less than a month. And he's 20 years old, making over 146K a month. William Brown made a video with him. So as I said, in this video, I'll be breaking down his strategies, his entire funnel, and how sustainable he actually runs everything to recycle pretty much every single lead that allows him to generate over $1.8 million in revenue. Now, it all starts in the Instagram. Now, it doesn't really start in the Instagram, but I thought I'm not going to leave this out because from his Instagram, he funnels to his YouTube. There's not much going on his Instagram. He literally has 3 posts. He has a couple of reels and just a bunch of client case studies. Also, his YouTube, his story, his library. But overall, nothing much really going on. The moneymaker is his YouTube channel. Now, his YouTube channel has been blowing up recently. He's on 302,000 subscribers. He's only been posting for like, I think less than a year, if I'm not wrong, or just over a year. And as you see, I mean, like, look, I'm going to start breaking down this entire funnel bit by bit. But he posts these videos: self-discipline, self-worth. If you're struggling to manifest, watch this ASAP. How to go from hell to heaven without dying. This is kind of like how to go from rags to riches, how to go from A to Z, you know, how to control reality like a god, how to break the energy of addiction once and for all. So now he's speaking about discipline, self-worth. He's speaking about if you're struggling to manifest. He's speaking about how you go from bad to good. He's speaking about how you get rid of addiction. Let's first cover, how does he know it all? I think if you watched my previous videos, you know the drill. This is his ICP. He knows everything about his ideal client profile. Your ICP is your ideal client profile. It is the person that is going to ideally buy from you. This is the exact type of customer you're looking for. And once you identify this, you're able to do a detailed analysis, which once all of that is figured out, messaging in your offer, marketing, copywriting, etc., everything becomes super, super easy because it's just centered around your audience. That means like your YouTube videos are centered around exactly what they want to hear. So once you identify this, you want to identify what their problems are. What are their goals? What have they tried to do to fix them? What more can they face trying to fix those goals on their own? What is their current situation? What is their desired situation? What's the deep-rooted driving force? I'm not going to go through all of these. I don't want to bore you, but feel free to pause and actually have a read through this, because once you identify these, you'll be able to literally mastermind or master plan a funnel exactly like this, because he uses this across his entire funnel and his marketing. He knows that his audience lacks self-discipline. He knows that his audience have trouble with self-worth. He knows that his audience are struggling to manifest because he probably gets a lot of people coming through the funnel and paying him a lot of money, of people who are struggling to manifest. He knows that people are going through hell and they want to go to heaven without dying. He knows that people struggle with addiction. Okay, there are a lot of things. People want to control reality, and he's just building up that desire through his YouTube titles, and it's extremely smart. As you see, he's getting a lot of views per video, but all of these are very, very informative. As you see, 56 minutes, 55 minutes, 57 minutes, 53 minutes, 1 hour and 7 minutes. Like, all of these videos are very, very long. So first things first, let's take a look at the links in his bio. He actually has 3 links here. So if I click here, he's got 2 links, including his Instagram. Now, we're going to kind of ignore his Instagram because he doesn't really funnel people through Instagram, nor does he really use that to make any sales unless he has an appointment setting team on here. But that's not what I'm actually going to speak about in this video, because there's something that just is so much deeper than you actually think. Like, I'm breaking all this down too. It's a lot. We have a lot to cover. So first things first, he's got a blog. Now, this blog, you literally just go in here. It's a page that you can scroll through, but essentially the whole point of this is for you to sign up with your email. Now, what he will do is, I've covered in previous videos that he'll take you through an email sequence to nurture you and give you value, and then hope that you'll end up booking a call with him so he can sell you his program. However, he'll go for an email sequence, and I thought I'd make it just for this type of video right here. So this is basically the type of email sequence that most entrepreneurs and coaches use. So feel free to actually steal this yourself. This is the exact email sequence that I implement to all of my clients' systems. And by all means, if you are a coach, consultant, mentor, or you're just looking to start a coaching business and you want my help, you want me to install all of these systems I'm going to break down in this video today, I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can book in for a free audit call with me. I'll have a look over your funnel and I can see where I can help. But look, nonetheless, this is how the email sequence works. And I implement these into my clients. You first start with a welcome email, which is usually the lead magnet. You know, here it's like, enter your desired reality without the corny, new agey stuff. Join 21,600 plus reality hackers getting practical tips. Here you go. Here's the, I guess, lead magnet to actually change your reality every day. Now, let's keep in mind that this guy was on a very, very huge scale. You know, he's 302,000 subscribers. So he doesn't really need a lead magnet. He can simply just say, I will drop gems as long as you sub to this newsletter. You will get a lot of value. And that's basically all he needs to do. But the first email is the welcome email. The second email, which is sent 24 hours after, is a case study email. Now he'll go through a case study. I'm not going to expose his entire email because one, I don't think you would probably want to read through it. And two, I'm not going to funnel hack him to that extent because honestly, guys, I'm not going to be an asshole. So let me just carry on. Two, obviously case study email. He'll go through case studies, maybe tell a story about one of his students that, you know, was able to bend reality and actually get what they want. And then also he'll end up with a CTA or a call to action to book in a call. But usually this call to action will actually take him to his landing page, which we'll get into in a minute. The third email will be a value drop. This will just be him giving the gems that he promised. So the library of gems. So he'll give gems in all of these emails, don't get me wrong. But this email is nothing, it's going to be nothing specific. Probably no case studies, just value and then CTA on the end to go to the landing page. And then the fourth email, it's just another case study. This is going to be more case studies. It's going to be a more direct one, like saying like, oh, we had John go through XYZ and he was able to go from 20K a month to over $200,000 per month in just 4 weeks of consulting with us, blah, 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 blah. And it's a much, much stronger CTA saying, I'm shutting the spots down. If you want a one-on-one strategy call with me, click this link right here, watch the video and see if it's a right fit for you, something along those lines. And then last but not least is he will finish off the email sequence with just one last email with a CTA plus value. So he'll give out value and then he'll strongly push for a call. Now, the thing is, as you see, these are yellow lines. I've created these golden lines instead of the black ones. Why? Because the golden ones represent the polaric pathway. Now, the polaric pathway is basically the pathway that he wants you to actually follow in order for you to pay him. It's kind of like the main thing, right? You have the polaric star, and the polaric metric is the metric that is really moving your business forward. It's actually something I learned from Charlie Morgan. And the polaric pathway, which is something I created, is the main pathway that he actually wants you to follow. So all of this that we've just covered right here is all just side things. It's just something that all feeds into the main polaric pathway. Now, another one that we have is obviously in every single one of his YouTube videos, he has the link in his description. So he'll have self-mastery is the prerequisite to mastering reality. If you're an entrepreneur who's stuck at a revenue ceiling and you can 2 to 5x your revenue in 7 weeks using the Awakening Entrepreneurs Frequency, and he will have a link right here, which you click and you get taken to this page. Now, I'm not going to go through this entire page because as you can see, it's extremely long. However, let me just quickly break it down. He has the main heading, right? It will have the hidden method to break through your revenue ceiling and 2 to 5x your revenue in the next 9 weeks maximum, even if you are tired, even if you've tried everything before, without touching your business at all, by using the same methods secret societies use to achieve unprecedented success. Now, let me actually just highlight this for a second. I'll come back to this. And then also at the top, obviously he's already telling you who he's targeting. Entrepreneurs making 50K a month or more. So if you're not an entrepreneur making 50K a month or more, this probably isn't for you. And he's very, very specific with that. Now, he has a VSL here, which I'm actually about to break down in just a second. Then he has this button right here. He has some testimonials from some credible people in the space. You have Mr. Opulent, you have Amal, and then he has just more things that you probably would want to read, just extra information. I mean, if I just quickly break it down, just quickly summarize it, you know, you've built something amazing. You wake up every morning to a business you'd kill for, blah, 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 just kind of installing some pain. The reason is not why you think. He's just now belief breaking. Then the hidden force that controls your revenue ceiling. For centuries, elite secret societies have understood a fundamental truth about success. So basically what he's saying here is like, if you use this method that secret societies use, you will be able to get what you want out of life. And this is something that nobody else knows. And that's the whole point of this. Now, if I just keep scrolling, it's frequency. He's just kind of, giving out testimonials, giving more testimonials. These aren't testimonials. This is just giving more information. Again, you have another button. So he has quite a few buttons across the screen as well. You have 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4, you have 5, you have 6, and you have 7 buttons, and then a frequently asked questions or a FAQ at the bottom. Now, let's just quickly take our attention to the VSL. Now, what I've actually seen about this landing page that I haven't seen anywhere before. Actually, this isn't a landing page, it's more of a VSL page, but the thing that I've seen about this, the thing that I noticed about this that I've never seen before is if you click this button without watching the video, you get this message. Please watch the video first and you'll be allowed to apply, which is crazy because you're not allowed to just apply right away until you've watched. You don't have to watch the entire thing. You have to watch, I believe, like 3 or 4 minutes of it before you're actually able to click this button. However, I think it's very, very smart because he wants people to only apply that they're actually serious. And in those 3 or 4 minutes, he goes through this entire framework. So let me break it down for you. So first things first, this is a VSL framework that I use for my clients again. But what Nero has used a lot is the Kyle Milligan New Easy Safe and Big. This is a framework that Kyle Milligan has used or taught in how to write very, very good copy. And it's basically a framework, just a 4-step framework, which is you want to make something look new, something that no one's ever seen before. You want to make it look easy. So like if we go back to this landing page right here, let's find new, okay? Of course, he says it in the VSL. Oh, so this is secret societies, okay? This is kind of new. Nobody really knows about it, okay? Then he's speaking about easy. Somewhere in here, he was speaking about that you don't really have to change anything in your business. I don't exactly remember where it was. Oh, it's actually in the FAQ. So if you actually look at the FAQ, it's saying, does this actually work like for real? Or how is this different to other courses, blah, 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 blah. And basically what he says is like, you don't have to do anything, you know? You don't really have to do that much. You have to keep doing what you're doing because you clearly know what you're doing with business. We'll just change your frequency to align with, you getting what you want to get. Then the third thing is safe. So he basically will, in this VSL, tell you that it's easy and that it's safe. You don't have to change anything. You can keep doing what you're doing. And then in the next 9 weeks maximum, even if you've tried everything before, he will make it work for you. So as you see, like you have the easy hit without touching your business at all by using the same method secret societies use. This line just itself is using the new easy, safe, and big framework. And last but not least, big. I mean, he will literally just tell you that this is big. Secret societies use this. No one's ever used this. This is a brand new thing, which I've discovered by reading over like 300 books. If I just go right here, he'll tell you, I've read over 400 books on the topic and I've worked one-to-one with over 150 businesses, and this makes it safe. He's worked with over 150 businesses to make this work, to help them break through their revenue ceilings exclusively using this knowledge. Now, he's saying that you obviously don't need to read 400 books because he has it for you. He has it all for you. You don't need to read the 400 books. Why? Because he wants to make you feel that this is easy, this is safe, this is big, this is new. So keep this in mind, all right? As I break down his entire VSL framework, just keep new, easy, safe, and big. Kyle Milligan is an absolute genius. I highly recommend reading his book, Take Their Money, as well. Very, very good book. But look, VSL framework. So first of all, he starts with desire. We'll double your revenue, free you from stress, get what you want. These are things that he knows his audience wants to hear. And then he goes into why me? What separates him from the rest? This is what you want to do in your VSLs as well. You want to explain to them why you're better and why you're different. Or actually the other way around. Why are you different and why are you better? Once you can explain both of these things, you've practically sold someone on what you have. Because if you sound like the rest of the people, guess what? You'll just get thrown in the trash like the rest of the people in business. Whereas if you sound different, but not only do you sound different, you also sound better, the chance of them hopping on that call with you and actually buying is very, very high. So he implements a why me, okay? Now, this guy, of course, there is a lot of people who are manifestation coaches in the space, and Nero has to separate himself from the rest. So he keeps referring to how secret societies, as I said, know something that he also knows, but you don't. This is new. This is Easy, and this is big, okay? He knows something that secret societies also know to get what they want and rule the world, but you don't. And he's going to give that to you. He has read over 300 books, well, this is actually supposed to say 400, on manifestation, universal laws, the occult, the esoteric. This is him just giving you credibility. You know, he's read over 400 books. I don't think you want to read 400 books. If you're an entrepreneur, you're making over 50K a month, you'd rather pay him money than read over 400 books. I mean, if it takes about 8 hours per book, that is going to be at least 3,200 hours, if my maths is correct, speaking if it's 400 books. Then worked with 150 plus clients, been on this journey for 8 years now. This is just more credibility. You know, he's been doing this for 8 years. Worked with over 150 clients. This is proven. This works. This is safe. Okay? This is safe. This is big. Now, breaking beliefs. So he literally says, this isn't like the usual law of attraction you hear being thrown around. So what he's doing right here is he's kind of just discarding all of the stuff, all of the fluff that you hear in the industry. You hear the manifestation, you hear the law of attraction, you hear this, you hear that. And he's just saying, this isn't like the usual what you hear. This isn't like the usual this isn't like the usual that. And then he also says, and you don't have to do this, or this, or this. So he obviously isn't saying exactly that, but he'll be like, so you don't even have to do these bullcrap, you know, law of attraction exercises. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And just kind of calling out exactly what he knows. Let me quickly go back. Just calling out exactly what he knows his audience what they have tried to do to fix their problem. He knows this. And because he knows this, he's saying you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. This is extremely intelligent. Now, he goes on to pointing out pain. So, you know, I can imagine you're an entrepreneur, tired of grinding, working hard, experiencing mental overwhelm, negative childhood programming, stuck in the same cycle, burnt out, constant worry, imposter syndrome, internal chaos, self-doubt, negative self-concepts, or stuck at a revenue level for a very long time. Again, I'm not going to go back to the ICP paragraph that I've written out, but look, like, you know, the only reason he knows this is because he has done his research on the market. And then last but not least, he just bombards you with an undeniable amount of credibility. Keeps throwing up dozens of screenshots of people he has helped. Has a client result counter. Actually, you can see this, I believe. He has it right here. Across the entire video, he has that up there. So as he's throwing up testimonials and case studies, that number, that number keeps going up. It goes from 0 to 10 million to 11 million, you know, 11,292,000. And that is just kind of adding some credibility. He's counting, he's kind of putting the image in your head of like, damn, I can make a lot of money, you know, working with him. Another one is a solid, well-made testimonial at the end of from somebody who's actually credible. So he has a very, very long testimonial. I believe it's like 1 to 2 minutes in length of someone breaking down their story, what their life was before they worked in Nero, and what their life is like now, how they feel, how much better their business is and their revenue is. And that's just also to convince you, of course. And by the way, in no way am I saying that Nero is a scammer or anything like that. I'm just simply breaking down his sales process and the psychological tricks he uses to actually make you buy from him. But all in all, you know, he's just using a very, very well-made testimonial from someone who he's actually driven results for, and they're just explaining their experience. And then last but not least, he has about 3 to 4 call to actions to click the button below throughout the entire VSL. Throughout the entire VSL, he will just come back to saying, like, you know, click the button below. If this feels right to you, click the button below. If, you know, you think that we can 2 to 5x your revenue, click the button below. And he says that about 3 to 4 times throughout the entire VSL. So that's that for the VSL. Now, what happens when you've actually watched it? So you've watched 3 to 4 minutes of it, maybe the entire thing. You now get taken to a type form. As you see, the golden line again, the polaric pathway. So you get taken to a type form. Now, if you don't know what a type form is, I mean, basically what it says, it's a form, right? But what's good about type form is you're able to disqualify people based on their answers. So let me just break it down. He will start off by asking, what is your name? What is your email address? Are you self-employed? Yes or no? So I'm guessing if you say no, he would still probably go through, but they'll probably take your application with a grain of salt. And then 2, briefly describe what your business does. You'll say what your business does. And now here, you have 2 different options. So you get taken to, what is the monthly revenue ceiling you've been stuck at? And if you pick, anything below $15,000 per month, you get taken somewhere, which I'm going to get to in just a second. But if you pick anywhere from $15,000 a month to $30,000 a month and above. So anything above from here, you get taken to the next question. What is your current monthly revenue target? So no matter what you answer here, you just get taken to the next one. And then which of these are you currently experiencing as a result of your business being stuck? Stress, self-doubt. You can pick multiple here, and then you get taken to the next one. Why do you think Nero's guidance can help you get closer to your goals? You'll type in the answer, and then you get taken to this. Now, this is another one where they disqualify. Okay, working with Nero is not free and requires a 5-figure investment on your part in regard to his esoteric advisory fee. Do you currently have capital available to invest in yourself? You have the option to choose between, yes, I have 5 figures capital available to invest in my growth, knowledge, and success, or no, I do not have 5-figure capital available to invest in my growth, knowledge, and success. So if you choose yes, you get taken to a Cannaly page where you can book in a call. Now, guys, I'm not going to book in a call with him. I'm not going to waste their sales team's time. And yeah, I'm not, and I actually put my name as like test on all of these, so they know that, of course, I'm not an actual lead, so I'm not going to waste their time. But nonetheless, if you say yes, you get taken to a Cannaly where you can book in a call with Nero himself, or at least a closer. But nonetheless, if you say no, so let's say you put no, I do not have 5 figures capital to invest. Now you get taken to a disqualification page. So this is the same one as this, right? If you put this one, you get taken to this page, which is, hey, thanks for applying. After reviewing your application, the one-on-one program isn't the best fit for you, but don't worry, I've got a gift for you that fits you way better. And you're probably wondering, Matas, what could this gift be? You get taken to a very, very similar page. Now, we've actually just broken down this page. And you're probably thinking, right, so why'd you get taken to the start again? Well, you actually don't, because this is actually a bit different. It looks very similar, but it's not. Access to proven knowledge to align yourself with the awakened entrepreneur. Break through your revenue ceiling and begin your journey to 2 to 5x your revenue in the next 9 weeks without touching your business. Same kind of sub-headline. And then you'll have a different VSL. Now the whole point of this VSL is to get you onto a lower ticket offer. Now this is actually a bit shorter, this one itself. And then of course he sells you on something different. This is more of a program, a mentorship package. Okay. And you get a 8-week mentorship package, or basically a 9-week to 2 to 5x your revenue goal, and you get access to everything for $995 today. So if you click that button, you get taken to this page where you can order the AE Blueprint, which is the Awakened Entrepreneur Blueprint. Access the proven knowledge to align yourself with the Awakened Entrepreneur, break through your revenue ceiling, and begin your journey to 2 to 5 extra revenue in the next 9 weeks. As you see, it's got everything broken down here, what you'll get, and of course the core syllabus as well. So the parallel universe in reality reconstruction, reality profile, clarity, thoughts, beliefs, etc. I'm not going to read through the entire thing. And then you can just simply buy this for $995. So that's basically his entire funnel. It's actually a lot simpler than any of the funnels I've touched on before. He doesn't usually use a big setting team or anything like that. He keeps it very automated. And obviously on the back end of these, he does have automations, he does have notifications, he has email sequences, as we covered earlier in the video. And when it comes to the VSL framework and the manipulation tactics he uses to actually get you to convert is super smart. And I love how he used the new easy, safe, and big framework to actually get you to, I guess, go over to his type form and to convince you, because what Carl Milligan's implemented here is like something you should be using in your business. And if you're not, you are missing out big time. Now, if you are a coach, business owner, consultant, okay, and you want me to install this exact system into your business, maybe not this exact system, but you want me to install all of these systems that I covered in this video today into your business, I'm gonna leave a link in the description where you can book in for a free audit call with me. I'll go over your funnel, give you actionable advice, and see if potentially I could even help you, and if we're a great fit to work together. Worst case scenario, we're not. You still walk away with a free roadmap with actionable steps to take action on your business to further improve it. So I thank you for watching till the end of the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you found this valuable. Let me know in the comments who you want me to cover next, and I will see you in the next one.